Hello, grade 6 students. In this video, I will be solving the first science exam review worksheet. For the final exam, you will have to review two worksheets. Worksheet number 1, worksheet number 2, and these two worksheets cover the lessons in here. So let me just add solution. Okay, so the following worksheet covers these lessons. Please refer to your book, and here are the pages to review the lessons. And also, if you need to review any of the documents related to the lessons, you will have to use the Science Padlet, my Padlet, and go to each week to check the documents related to each lesson, as I said. Question number 1. We're talking about sexual reproduction of insects. So insects reproduce sexually. You will need a male. They will need a male and a female to reproduce. The sperm of the male fertilizes the ovule of the female, and fertilization happens in the female's body. Then the female lays eggs on a plant's leaf. A larva hatches out of the egg and it feeds on the leaves. The larva grows fast and then it turns into a caterpillar. Then the caterpillar transforms into a pupa. After a while, the adult comes out of the pupa, and then the adult insect is ready to fly. So here we're talking about the metamorphosis of a butterfly. Let's put them in order. We have to put them in order. So this is 1, when the butterfly lays its eggs on a plant's leaf, and then we will have the larva feeding on the leaves. The larva turns into a fully grown larva, which is the caterpillar into a pupa, and then the pupa into an adult. Egg, larva, pupa, adult. Egg, larva, pupa, adult. These are the 4 stages of metamorphosis of a butterfly. Body systems. Our body is well organized. The smallest unit in our body is the cell. Cells, same cells, join together to form a tissue. Then, so let me start adding the answers. Cells are the building units of organisms. Cell, cell is the first unit of the organism. Then, same cells work together next to each other as a tissue. The tissue has one function. Several tissues working together, 2 or more tissues working together form an organ. And then different organs working together form a body system or an organ system. The organ system is made of different organs. Organ system. An organism is made, or the organ systems work together to let an organism live and grow healthy. Cell, then tissue, then organ, organ system, organism. The cell is the building block of the body. Same cells combining or working together form a tissue. The tissue has a function, and we have multiple types of tissues, nervous tissues, muscular tissues, etc. Several or different tissues working together form an organ. The organ has a specific job. Then different organs, and each organ has a special job, working together form an organ system. Then organ systems work together in an organism. As I said, there are different types of tissues: muscle tissue, epithelial tissue, nervous tissue, connective tissues such as bone and cartilage, and the blood, which is also a connective tissue. Muscle tissue, epithelial tissue. Epithelial tissue is the tissue of the skin. Connective tissue such as bone, cartilage, and blood. So let's start with the first one. A, muscle tissue. Here are the muscles, and this is a closed section of the muscular tissue. The muscle tissue is made up of fibers, and muscle tissues allow movement. Epithelial tissue is the tissue of the skin. The skin is made of epithelial cells, and here is the skin. The nervous tissue is made of nerves. Neurons look like stars. So here is the nervous tissue. Bones have circular cells. So here are the bone and the cartilage, which are connective tissues. And at the end, you can see the blood. The blood circulates in blood vessels. And in the blood, you'll see different kinds of cells. So this is the blood. Okay. Next to epithelium, I will write the word skin as a note. Complete with the missing words, the peripheral nervous system. So the nervous system is made of two major parts. Two major parts of the nervous systems are: one, you have the central nervous system, and you have the peripheral nervous system. So the peripheral nervous system has two types of neurons, yes, for sure. We need neurons for bringing the messages to the central nervous system, and we call them sensory neurons. They bring messages to bring messages from the sensory organs. We have 5 sensory organs: skin, eyes, ears, nose, tongue. So to bring them to the central nervous system. And also we have the motor neurons to take messages from the central nervous system, from the brain and spinal cord, to the peripheral nervous system, to the sensory organs or to the muscles. The neural system controls two types of actions. We have voluntary actions and reflex actions. Involuntary actions are also called reflex actions. It's the result of the coordination of the spinal cord and the peripheral nervous system. So this action, since these are involuntary actions, they happen without us thinking of them. So the brain is not involved. The brain isn't involved in the involuntary actions. While involuntary actions so we think of voluntary actions, both the brain and the spinal cord are involved. Before toilet child's training, a simple reflex controls the timing of urination. Sensory nerves in the muscle of the bladder signal the spinal cord that the bladder is filling with urine. In response, motor nerves from the spine signal the bladder muscles to contract and the urethra to relax, allowing urination. So this is the child. So the urination of a child is controlled by a reflex. So what do you think? Is it a voluntary action or a reflex action? And then don't pay attention that it's the spinal cord or the spine that is leading or controlling this action. This means that this is a reflex action controlled by a reflex, controlled by a simple reflex, and it's the spinal cord giving the signals to the muscles. The brain isn't involved in this action. Give the names of the nervous system parts involved. So the brain isn't a part, so for sure it's the spinal cord and the neurons, so the peripheral nervous system. The peripheral nervous system is made of all the neurons connected to the muscles or to the sensory organs. Arrange in order the steps of transmission of the signal controlling a child's urination. So let's see, we have the urethra relaxes and allows urination. I think this is the last step. Sensory nerves signal the spinal cord, so there is a message coming to the spinal cord. Motor nerves from the central nervous system signal the bladder, so there is a message going from the spinal cord to the muscles. The urine flows inside the ureters and accumulates in the bladder. So in here, the bladder is full. The bladder is full, okay? So the neurons in the bladder, so this is one, I think. The neuron in the bladders will take a message to the spinal cord. So this is 2. So the nerves, they will signal the spinal cord. So there is a message going to the spinal cord. This is 2. And then the spinal cord orders the muscles. So nerves taking the signal from the bladder to the muscles. This is 3. What happens then? The urethra relaxes and urination happens. Okay. Question 6 is the last one about the excretory system. The excretory system is a collection of organs with the main function of excretion, or what's excretion is the process of disposing waste from the body. What's excretion? It's the process of disposing waste from the body. So this is written in the text. It is the process of disposing waste. So by excretion, we eliminate wastes from the body. What are the excretory organs? Let's see. What converts waste protein, which is the ammonia? The ammonia is a toxic substance that comes after digestion of proteins in the body. What transforms ammonia into urea? It's the liver. Stores urine ready for urination. Urine accumulates in the bladder. It's where the urine is stored. What controls the amount of water and salts in the body? The kidneys, for sure. The kidneys collect extra water, extra amount of water and extra salts, and then urea, salts, and water mix to make urine. So water plus salts plus urea gives urine. The urine is formed in the kidneys. Excretes waste, salt, and some urea in sweat. What helps you sweat? It's for sure the skin. The skin is an excretory organ. What excrete waste? Carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. The lungs, for sure. And here it is. This is the first worksheet. If you still have any questions, please join me. I'll have a Zoom session each Tuesday and Thursday to answer all of your questions at 2 p.m. So I'll be happy to answer all of your questions. Good luck in your exam. Bye-bye.